Hi everyone, welcome to your August Alchemy Scopes. It's been intense lately. We just had the new moon, and we also simultaneously are going through a Venus-Saturn square and Mercury conjunct Mars opposed Pluto. So there could be quite a bit of... Hi, how are you?
Fine.
Good. We could have quite a bit of anger coming up, quite a bit of irritability coming up, a lot of deep issues arising, causing responses and actions, thoughts of kind of aggression. So hang in there and really stand back when those come up and really look at the bigger picture, because know that this is the cycle that we're in. And with the Venus-Saturn square, it's very intense because there's a necessity, there's such an obligation to mature our values, what we love and what we do, to put detail into that which we love and that which we do. It's quite intense. So you might be feeling some limits imposing upon you recently. But it is a new moon. It's a new moon in Cancer. It occurred at 23 degrees Cancer. And the Sabian symbol, the symbology that's imbued within this new moon, that's flavoring this entire next cycle, is a woman and two men castaways on a small island in the South Seas. And it's an interesting symbol. Kaipacha was referring to Dane Rudyard and his assessment of the two men and the woman in this scenario. And it refers to kind of the three aspects of self, which is what Dane Rudyard referred to, which was the mental, the emotional, and the spiritual. And so the mental was male, the emotional was female, and the spiritual was male. I can't say whether or not I agree with that assessment, but in this particular assessment, it's interesting because the symbol is on an island in the South Seas. And there's something about being on an island that's a bit of isolation, a feeling of isolation and limit. I'm going to move this. Again, my arm's getting tired here. So, excuse me. So there's a sense of isolation, of all those aspects of self, of the mental, of the emotional, of the spiritual, feeling isolated now. There could be that. And also it's the South Seas, and the South typically refers to below and underneath. It could refer to the underworld and going into the depths of self. So it could be thematically for you that this month, this cycle is just diving deeper, especially with these astrological aspects that are taking place. So let's dive into the scopes for the individual signs. A reminder that these are evolutionary scopes, meaning that these are about your soul's evolution. Since I began The Alchemist Awakens, this channel is devoted to your awakening and your soul's evolution, your maturity, your stepping into your power. It is about you diving deep into your essence, self, your soul print, and fully expressing your infinite power. And we have a long way to go. I mean, the majority of humanity has a very long way to go. Most of them aren't very awake yet. So anyway, so when you look at these scopes, know that the 6 points, which is the Sabian symbol, which we just talked about, so the symbology that's imbuing the story in this cycle. And then when we look at the I Ching for the particular sign's microcycle, the micro theme, and then we look at the spread, which pulls up the particular story that's unfolding for your soul's growth. And then we look at the Ascended Master for guidance, the Archetype, which are the qualities that are asking to be matured in you, and then of course the Dakini, which is evoking within you the embodiment. So what embodiment would optimally serve you to handle, to flow with this particular cycle for you. So this is a holistic scope. I hope you enjoy it. So let's move on to those. Hello, dear Capricorn and dear Aquarius. So I am recording this I Ching microcycle for both of you this month because you both received the same hexagram. You both received number 13, Fellowship. And the two trigrams that make up this particular hexagram are Sky above, Fire below. And the meaning is this: when communal bonds unite a group of people, great success is possible. But such bonds can develop only when personal interests are subjugated to goals that carry in them the essential virtues of humanity. The broader the basis for action, the greater is the good that can be achieved. And the greater the potential for good, the more powerful is the support behind it. A spirit of cooperation steadies the boat, but it helps to have a beautiful island to row toward. Learn to respect the strength in diversity, for a community's true power lies in the diverse skills and collective resources of its members. Just as the stoutest walls are reinforced with the many different materials, so the strongest groups allow differences to coexist inside the whole. With a unified group solidly behind you, even very difficult enterprises can be attempted without great risk. Hi Aquarius, welcome to your spread and your cards for this cycle. So again, I'm pulling out my Siri deck this month for the spread. We're going to do the synchronic spread again. And a reminder, this is my own custom deck that I use for my own use. 144 cards, so it's nice and juicy, but it's interesting because I will say that there's particular cards that keep repeating for signs this month, so we'll see what happens here. And then I'm using Dame Darcy's beautiful, fabulous tarot deck, Whimsical and Wonderful, for the weekly assessment. So this is going to pull the thematic story, the growth edge, that's coming up for your growth and evolution this month. And then we're going to pull one tarot card for each week to kind of tune in to the main theme and see thematically what's kind of showing up there. Okay? And then we'll shuffle and pull your Ascended Master and the Carolyn Miss archetype. So here with us today is the Lady Morgane Moon Oracle card. This is for Cancer, to represent our Cancer new moon, which is happening any minute now. So your particular spread is happening right before the actual point of our Cancer new moon here on the 15th. So let's go ahead. I'll read a couple things here. Of course, any new moon that starts a new cycle imbues the qualities that feed that cycle, and that includes, for this cycle for Cancer, withdrawal into the self, growth and development, safety and security, protection and nurturing, healing, feelings and sensitivity, the need to let go of the past, moving forward, flow, learning from and integrating the past, strength and virtue. Gorgeous. So I've already shuffled the Siri deck, so let's go ahead and pull it and we'll tune in and see what theme is coming up for you here. Interesting. Okay, let me spread these out a little bit here. Okay. So let's pull up the center section here. So there's going to be, for some, at least some, if not the majority of Aquarius-centric scope people out there, a theme of support that's coming up this month, and allowing the beauty of support. So there's going to be some powerful force that's at play with regard to support, meaning you might be getting divinatory support of some sort of higher forces is referring to spiritual, your spiritual self, your higher self, your guides, your spiritual support system. So it is reversed, but we're not gonna talk about the reversal. The reversals are kind of different in this particular spread with these cards. They don't operate like the tarot. So, but you are going to have an issue coming up about allowing support, which is interesting. So meaning you're going to have access to powerful support that will bring you success. However, you need to allow it. So we'll look at the other sectors. So this could bring you success. So let's look at the other sectors, and we'll tune in there. Okay, I'm making a bit of a mess of this. Okay, so essentially it's interesting, Aquarius, because there is a kind of a micro theme here of asking for help. Yeah? And it might be that you're not, I don't know, that you might feel relaxed about it. You might not feel hurried to ask for help. Or for some of you out there, it could be that you don't have a problem asking for help. You're relaxed in that, you don't have any problem. However, it does appear that you are gonna, the growth edge is going to be allowing support. So it's interesting that the asking for help card is coming up. And it might be that you think you don't have to worry about it. But and the thing is, you're going to be in a feeling state emotionally. You're going to feel like anything is possible. And so that might mean, this is implying that you might be feeling that you can handle it. That you can take care of it, that you don't need help. So it's interesting. And again, collaboration comes up here. It does appear that there is going to be collaboration coming to you. So you're going to receive a gift of collaboration that is coming to you. And it does look like it's going to teach you something very important, or that it's going to be a teacher that appears in your life experience. So there is an important teacher. There's either an important teaching opportunity for you to allow help for a project or for something that you're working on, something that you are in the process of manifesting. Or you're going to manifest a teacher. There's an important teacher that shows up on the horizon for you. I'm going to leave these upright. Yeah, it's interesting. So you have collaboration, support, and you have asking. And you also have this teacher. So there is going to be help coming for you that is going to nurture you. This particular, let's say it's a teacher or somebody who is a mentor of some sort, comes into your sphere. This person is going to be nurturing for your growth. He or she is going to feed you in an important way. So you don't want to deny allowing the support in, because it could bring great victory. So you just want to be mindful of it. You just want to be mindful. That's all it is. And again, there's a dynamic, powerful, strong energy that is underpinning this particular supportive chapter or this particular lesson about support. And it might be that, well, let's do this. Let's go on to the weeks, because when we look at the tarot, it always brings up a little more information here. So week 1, you get 9 of Swords reversed. And 9 of Swords upright is about severe mental stress. It's about extreme worry. And it could be money, it could be relationships, it could be your life purpose, it could be your life, how it's, how it's manifesting. But it's reversed. So you're getting over a stage in week 1 of a period of stress and worry. And this is the kind of worry that keeps you up at night, yeah? So, but you're getting over it. So week 1, you're going to feel some relief mentally. And it could be that there's a supportive mechanism, a supportive entity, this teacher, or the energies of support are starting to come into play in week 1. See, this is beautiful. So in week 2, you get 6 of Swords. And 6 of Swords is, and it's of course Swords, which is the mental sector. So 9 of Swords is mental stress, and this is healing, mental healing. And it's also journeying. This is also leaving from one place to another, a healing respite. But for you, with this spread, I don't get that this is as much about journeying physically from one place to another, but it is mentally for sure for you, especially with that card, going from choppy waters into smooth sailing. So this is beautiful. So week 2, there's going to be an energy set of healing that's at play. Okay, so King of Wands is coming up reversed for you. And King of Wands upright is fiery, creative, initiative energy. And it's a king. Let's make sure it's a king, yeah. It's a king. So this is about kind of leadership and maturity in these areas of creativity and dynamism and initiative and enthusiasm and juicy fun, But reversed, this can tap into the darker side of that creative force, which can be anger and more destructive forces of fire. It's the more fiery nature. It could be a manic nature and, hot-tempered and angry and raging and all of that. So there might be in week 3, Aquarius, for you, some anger that comes up. And again, it could very well be about this allowing. Like there's some obligation for you to surrender and allow help that's being offered to you. And it could be very well, which is not unusual, that it's triggering within you a resistance. It's like, I can do it. What are you talking about? I don't need the help. I can do it. So it's interesting. So yeah, in the 3rd week, there could be some defense that comes up. So in week 4, 4 of Wands comes up upright. And 4 of Wands is a great card. I have to say, I really love this card too in Dame Darcy's deck. It's beautiful. I love it. So 4 of Wands is about the building or arriving at a place where it's an initial structure, an initial foundation, initial state of safety. And there's hope for the future. There's the castle in the background. And that's kind of the path. The path is leading up to the castle. So this is a very positive card. It's like hearth and home and security and foundations, which is very, which is gorgeous. So it's interesting. In regards to this, it could very well be that in week 4, you get to a place of perhaps accepting this support that's being offered to you or coming to you, showing up in your life experience, and you understand or you see the importance of the collaboration, because it's going to enable you to get to that foundational state of initial security, and it will lead you to a more elaborate manifestation of security, something much more sufficient for what you want in the future. So it's interesting. So it very well, with the higher forces card and the important collaboration here, and with the teacher card here, it does feel significant. It does feel like this particular chapter for you is about initiating new foundations for yourself. It's about getting over the fireness, the anger, the whatever's coming up within you that's a defensive nature about getting support and really allowing it. It's fabulous. And I have to say, and the fact that you're getting over stresses, you're in a healing mode is good. There's just this little hiccup that might emerge. And again, this is thematic. This is we're looking into the energy cycles at play. So this is not fixed and fated. It's an energy set that's playing out. So you have free will choice, to do whatever you want. But if you start to feel some of these qualities coming up in week 3, you can just be more mindful to it, and you can make a different choice about how you respond. And you can get real about what those responses are about. So let's take a look at your Ascended Master card. And this is offering specific guidance for you during this next cycle. Let's see what we have for Aquarius. Ooh, right off the top, I love that. So, Retreat into Nature, Green Man is coming up for you, Aquarius. This is great because Green Man is referring to the energetic alignment that we get from nature and connecting. So this particular guidance for you is to connect with nature as much as possible this month. You want to tune in and tap in to trees, being out on walks, on hikes, just taking a walk in your neighborhood even. But you want to be out, you want to connect, you want to be barefoot if you can too. You really want to connect with the energies of the earth, especially now, and especially with, because connecting with nature connects us with the issues that are at play, no matter what the theme is that's going on. But it connects us and it realigns us. And when we get realigned, we're able to get to that place of allowance. We're able to get to that place of clarity. We're able to release any anger or fire that comes up within us. So that's fabulous. So let's take a look at the, this is Carolyn Mrs. Archetype card deck. And the archetypes, we each imbue all of the archetypes. However, there are certain quality sets that are calling to be evolved within us at any given time, depending on what we're traversing in our soul path at the time. So let's take a look. Let's see what archetype wants to come forward. Oh, that came very easily. Poet. Beautiful. So let's look at the lower frequency manifestation, Aquarius. So, and I'll show you this in a minute. So it turns a lyric gift to negative or destructive effect. The what wants to be evolved, the lighter or more evolved frequency of poet is expresses soul insights in symbolic language. Now this is really beautiful because it says here a lyric gift to negative or destructive effect. And of course, again, if we go to that week 3, there could be some stuff triggered within you that is going to activate some negativity. Yeah? And this is about really digging into that more right brain symbolic sector of your being, which is half of your whole. You are not all analytic, and you're not all airy, and you're not all mental. You are a whole being that has archetypal encodings, and you have symbolic realities, and these are realities within living systems. So this is about going from a place of destructive effect through the word, to specifically poet, to actually tuning into symbolic language and expressing that. And who knows how that fits into this particular support that is being offered to you, but perhaps you are a writer, or perhaps you do something creative that is requiring the support for you, and it's requiring you to let go of ego, let go of rigidity, let go of the left brain, let go of the left brain kind of analytic, more linear nature of thinking, and tap into that right brain symbolic way of thinking and being and creating. So it could be that this is about a creative project, although it doesn't have to be, but very interesting. Very gorgeous, Aquarius. So let's move on. Let's see what your Dakini brings up for you this month. Aquarius, welcome to your Dakini. So this month you received number 42, Macura Reflectiva. And this particular goddess is asking to be embodied by you. And in doing so, it will help your ability to flow through this particular cycle. A reminder that this is Penny Slinger's 64 Dakini Oracle, and that's what I'm reading here. I'm reading only a portion. If you would like to dive deeper, the link to the online library is below this video. Macura is liquid. She has the alchemical power of fire and is metal, connected to the earth element. This is a quote, "Look into the mirror of your mind, the home of the secret Dakini." Dakinis are described as mirrors of the mind. Macura Reflectiva embodies this principle. She comprises the qualities of the Greek god Mercury, Hermes, the planet, the element Mercury, and the qualities of reflection and mirroring. Hermes was the messenger of the gods and given access to the heavens above and the underworld below. In alchemy, Mercury is the mediator between sulfur and salt, male and female, spirit and body. It is the great medium and catalyst of transformation. An invitation into self-reflection from Macura Reflectiva. She represents a quickening in this area, an opportunity for biofeedback to be rapid and effective. Mercury is about communication, in this case mainly of the self with the self. Once we are able to know ourselves through cultivating the art of self-reflection, we can act as mirrors for others. Her hall of mirrors opens up to present multifaceted reflections. Macura encourages you to self-reflect. She wants you to establish more fluid lines of communication between your higher and your lower selves. I think I'm going to leave it there, Aquarius. I think that gives you a good chunk of the information, however, for her. If you would like to dive deeper, the link is below this video.